morning, evening, or afternoon, everybody. It's Kaghoe coming at you with another video. So, I had a guild ask me a question the other day, and they were wanted a detailed breakdown of all the ways that you can sort of make passive income here in Classic and sort of in Phase 6, because he said, you know, I have like 2-3 accounts, and you know, I find myself having a lot of time that they just sit there and do nothing, and I was curious what things you sort of know about to do them. And so I figured, why not make a video on that? I did make one a while back, but it being Phase 6 has allowed for a ton of sort of changes and things that are much better. And obviously I did speculate on those back then, but we didn't really, you know, see how those played out. And especially with the market, how it is right now, this price is still dropping. They haven't even stabilized. They've gotten even lower than last week when we did our market review there, and it's just wild. But anyway, some of these passive income techniques and methods have stayed the same, as well as there are some new things to sort of consider and think about. So without further ado, let's get into that video. So the first thing that comes to mind when I think passive income, you know, when you're just sitting here doing nothing, like I'm just sitting in Orgrimmar. I'm obviously recording this video, but if I wasn't, you know, you could be doing nothing. And so, like, what could I be doing right now? Just like sitting here making gold. You know, as a mage, obviously I can make water, do teleports. That doesn't take too much activeness. You know, you just sit here and sort of read chat. But if you're going even further than that, one of the best ones that I could think of is making heavy silk bandages. Now these take 2 pieces of silk cloth, and they vendor for 4 silver a piece. So 1 silver vendors for 1 silk cloth vendors for 1 silver and 50 copper, and the bandage vendors for 4 silver. So you're making 1 silver per bandage you make. That is an incredible margin. And what you do, if price is available, you know, you look at the auction house, you buy them, and then you sort of craft them, and you can sell them. Anytime that cost is below 4 silver, you can do that. And as you can see right here, TSM says the crafting cost is 6 silver, 38 copper, so buying it off the auction house is not worth. But if you're a mage boosting in SM, or if you're getting boosted in SM, so much silk drops, and a lot of people don't really even bother looting. So something you can do if you're getting boosted, leveling a character up, you know, loot that silk cloth, have that first aid trained on that guy. You can sit there and make it as you're getting boosted, or you can even just mail that off, whatever works for you. But that's just, you know, a little intricate method that's super easy to do and does make some decent amount of gold. Now, something super important to mention, and this is more specific to right now, and that is because we know Burning Crusade is coming. We know we're going to get pre-patch, and that means we know people are making a ton of tailoring alts to level them up, which means some of the bolts of cloth are going to be selling for a lot of profit for them, or just the raw cloth itself. So the raw cloth, all of them all around have had an increase in how much they are worth, honestly. You can look at all of these prices right here. This would be how much I would make to buy it off the auction house, craft that thing, and then go and sell that. I'm using Trade Skill Master. It's an add-on. I have a video that you can set that up if you don't already know sort of how it works. But it scans the auction house and calculates these things. Now, obviously, you're factoring in whether or not they would sell or not. And something like Mooncloth, it doesn't factor in the cost of the 4 hours. So like right now my Mooncloth cooldown is up, so 2 fell cloth is 1 gold and 93 silver, so I just have to go to a Moonwell. And that's another important thing, is to use your resets, you know, whether it's a daily one, 4-day one, 2-day one, whatever it is, through alchemy, tailoring, stuff like that. Some of the easiest Moonwells to get to, there's one in Silithus at Cenarian Hold. If you just want to take the flight path, be lazy. There is another one in Ashenvale where you can just fly to Splinter Tree Post, run right across the river right down here. There's one right there. That's the one I usually go to because it's the easiest. If you are Alliance, there actually is one in Darnassus. I'm not exactly sure where it is. I'd imagine it's Temple of the Moon if I had to just take a wild guess there. But yeah, there is a Moonwell in Dardanassus for you guys to use. And then as far as Eastern Kingdoms goes, I'm not too familiar with it because I'm Horde. I don't go over there too often, but I'm sure there might be one somewhere over there. But that's it for that sort of side. An important thing to note, the next thing we're going into, obviously that's first aid, that's tailoring. We can note too, like, I don't necessarily count these that much as AFK income, but if you want to sort of take a gander at it, it would be something like professions or flipping on the auction house. Like, if for someone like me, like, this is the macro that I generally say in chat. You know, I am looking for work. I have 99% of enchants, tailoring, alchemy, cooking, armorsmith, and then I also include the links for some of the bigger things. You know, I sit there and advertise like that, and sure, that doesn't take much work to link a macro and trade chat and then get people to, you know, get those big patterns. But I've spent days and days, weeks to acquire that. Like, my entire time of Classic has accumulated to having all those patterns for all those professions. It doesn't come without a lot of work. So if you have that, obviously that's a great way to do it, but not many people have that, and I am well aware. Then flipping the auction house, obviously the generic advice would be buy low, sell high. But, you know, sort of understanding why prices rise, prices fall, that's a big thing too, and knowing what's to come in TBC, that is huge. So that's just sort of the generic thing I would do research, sort of try your best to see what you're going to need, what's upcoming, what people are going to sort of desire. A big one is actually going to be elixirs of demon slaying. Anything that goes into those, if those are not already skyrocketed, they will be, because people use those. All the melee classes use those throughout Outland, because you fight a ton of demons. Alrighty, that's it for my mage right here and everything that I want to talk about with them. The next one is going to be, obviously, if you have alks, make sure you're doing that. You can always do the elemental fire one if you have the Thorium Brotherhood reputation up. I believe you only need honored with that, and then you can take those and sort of mix them. But another huge one that I wanted to sort of show you is smelting. So because everyone is leveling, all is getting ready for it, they're also making blacksmiths. And for blacksmithing, people really want to, you know, get as much time as they want, because smelting them is tied to mining, whereas, you know, like first aid, tailoring, those are tied to the raw material for that profession. Blacksmithing, it uses smelting, a part of mining, instead of blacksmith, so you're not going to get any blacksmithing levels for smelting these ores, so people tend to take the lazy route of just buying these bars. One of the biggest winners is bronze, because it requires you to get tin and copper and then smelt them together, and then people use a lot of bronze bars while leveling. As you can see, 18 silver profit right now. And then what I think is a huge winner is steel. Obviously, you have to go to a vendor to buy coal, and it does change based off your reputation. So, like, if you are only revered with org, try to get exalted on the character you buy it on. My mage is exalted, so I will just go and buy the ore on him, or buy coal, send it to this guy, because it does get cheaper, and then you just need an iron bar. So, like, it takes time to get the iron ore, or buy the iron ore, smelt it into iron bars, and then smelt it into steel bars while also buying the coal. Might not be that effective, but steel bars sell quite a lot, because there are a few things that use to boost them. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just sort of an overview of passive incoming, smelting, first aid, any professions you want to do. If you're experienced enough and you want to go try flipping the auction house, I'd love to hear stories about that. If you have any of them, please share in the comment section below. But that's pretty much it for what I have. It's just managing your professions well is the best advice I have for anyone trying to make a lot of passive income in Phase 6. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. It truly means a lot to me. If you happen to find anyone that you know would also benefit from watching this video, please share it with them. It helps me out a ton and allows me to keep doing what I love every single day, and that is gaming and sort of helping people any way that I can. So finally, thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Goodbye.